This caravan that's coming north has got about 7,000 people now. It's coming out of Honduras and Guatemala and now through Mexico, and it's going to be a public relations nightmare for our president if he doesn't get ahead of the thing. And what I'm saying is, so they're going to arrive. What do we want to greet them with? We want to have a bunch of soldiers beating them up on little children and women and peasants? Is that the kind of image we want to have in the world? It's going to be a nightmare unless we get ahead of it. My solution is very simple. The Army knows how to take care of troops. 7,000 people is no big deal. It's a third of a division. And all they've got to do is have field kitchens out there to feed them and put up a bunch of tents. And then, once they're in that situation where it seems humanitarian, then you begin to arrest them for breaking our laws, and you take them selectively back to Honduras, back to El Salvador, back to Guatemala, wherever they came from. And it'll take a little bit of time and some judges. But the other thing that I think we ought to do, and I think it's very important, the person who apparently has been financing this thing is George Soros. Now, we don't have hard evidence on that, but that's the suspicion, that the Soros Foundation has somehow been providing money because somebody's been paying those people off. They're left-wing agitators working in that group, and Chuck Holton tomorrow is going to be down there with them to try to find out precisely who the agitators are. But my suggestion would be that the Justice Department needs to get a warrant to search the books of the Soros Foundation to see if they indeed have been setting this thing up and do it. The whole idea was to use these people to embarrass the president. And just before the election, you've got this awful PR nightmare of troops beating up on poor peasants from down in Central America. It's going to be awful. And
you're right. I mean, I can't imagine the PR nightmare.
Oh, it's going to be horrible. And the president said, well, it's all the Democrats. Well, that's not going to wash. What they need to do is to be very compassionate. We've got nice tents. We're feeding these people. We've got Army soup kitchens out there. The Army, I mean, it's 1/3 of a division, for heaven's sakes. I mean, it's nothing. But he needs to put a whole division down there of soldiers, not National Guard, United States troops, put them on the border, and then tell them to exercise restraint little by little and lead these people into what looks like a humanitarian setting until such time as they can be processed one by one. They can't come into this country. We can't allow that stuff to happen. If this group makes it, then there'll be one more and one more and one more, and there'll be assaults on our border. But this is a planned deal just prior to the election to turn the Hispanic population in America against the president and to say he lacks compassion. Mark my word, it's got to be done. They've got to get ahead of it right now.